Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
And I'm Ian, and this is the only podcast that says...
You're late, you fucking dickheads. Go fuck another fish, asshole. You don't know what that's from?
I don't think so.
It's from the last episode of Peacemaker. Did you watch that yet?
Not yet.
Oh, it's tremendous.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been watching it, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah. No, it's the finale was fantastic.
Was it?
Yeah. And it got renewed for a second season.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. It's a good show, and it's like, the thing I like about it is it's so fucking James Gunn.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I know he hasn't directed all the episodes. I know he directed, I think, the first two, and I know he directed the last one. But, like...
It's in the vein.
Yeah, but, I mean, he wrote all of them.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, it was like something he did, like, well, you know, during COVID.
Yeah.
He's like, I wrote this series out, like, thinking it'll never see the light of day, and Warner Bros. Was like, this is a really good idea.
Yeah.
You know, like, what? Okay. You know, so it's like, but I mean, it's like, it's so, like, I just like it doesn't hold back.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, that's always your, like, I know, like, if you look at the Suicide Squad, like, it clearly doesn't hold back.
Right.
You know, and I like that about that movie. Like,
yeah.
You know, Warner Brothers didn't try to reel in James Gunn. They let him make a James Gunn movie with some DC characters.
Yeah. And
this is the same thing in a sense. I mean, and Cena's amazing. The entire cast is fantastic. But I mean, like, it's so fucking good. You know?
I agree. Yeah, it's... I just like it.
Yeah.
I like that one line where he goes, I mean, it's a terrible line, but he goes, they were in the car and something was said, you know, your dad's a Nazi fucking piece of shit. And he was like, yeah, he's still my dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still love him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a twisted way.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And he found out the hard way.
Yeah.
But, you know. That's not why I like the show. I'm just saying
well, I mean, like,
it just doesn't hold back. It just lets it out.
Like, that episode, the nosy neighbor lives next to his dad is like, well, do you have a cartel of villains? He's like, no. He's like, well, Batman has a cartel of villains. He's like, you know what? You know why I don't have a cartel of villains? Because I kill them. I smoke them. Batman doesn't have the balls to do that. How many people's blood are in Batman's hands because he lets those fucking idiots run wild? You know, like, there's something, you know, obviously, that wasn't the exact quote, but like, it was in that vein. Like, Batman's a pussy. And I'm like, oh, shit. How did they let that happen?
Yeah,
you know?
It just doesn't hold back.
No. Oh, it's so good.
It is. It's a well done show.
Yeah.
For sure. I haven't really... Speaking of shows, I got caught up on Discovery. I'm halfway through the last episode. Not last, but...
Latest.
The latest episode.
I haven't watched the latest episode yet. I watched last week's episode.
Last week's was good.
Yeah.
This season's really good.
It is. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm loving every single minute of this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wait. Yeah, so I like that. It's very subtle. Like, they have, like, these subtle things that I like about this show. It's like, you know, there's the ongoing relationship between her and Book, and there's the you know, with what's his name, head of engineering.
Yeah. Anthony Rapp's character.
Anthony Rapp's character and his better half, or you know, I like that. I like how, you know, it goes from this and then it goes into these subtle things. You know what I mean?
Right.
and Saru with that Chancellor or whatever it is.
The Vulcan Chancellor.
Chancellor. I find that very interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like little stuff like that comes about. It's like, oh, that's really neat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she really likes him. You know what I mean? Like, likes him.
Yeah.
You know, and like, I just
we're gonna share tea and meditate. That's
Yeah, but still, I mean, like, there's definitely a connection there.
Yeah.
Between the two of them.
Right.
And
because she wouldn't just share tea and meditate with anybody.
Not at all.
No.
And like, he can call her at whim.
Yeah.
And that's just not something you do.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Not from
a
commander.
Yeah.
Or a number one.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I mean? So I find that all very interesting. You know what I mean? Like, I find like that's the stuff in the show that I really like, because it's like, I don't know. I love these little sub stories within the main story.
Yeah.
It keeps it going. It's not just center focused on that main story.
Yeah. Like the Doctor having his own problems, being the ship's counselor.
You're right.
And then fucking what's his name's like, yeah, you got to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
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 You're just like, oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, and he's like trying to, and he can't. And it's like, it's interesting stuff like that.
Yeah. It's just really well written.
Yeah.
And its depth is really good. It's not just a show like, I don't know.
And it's been a build.
It's hard to describe. Like, it's not like, you're watching an episode of the A-Team where they have one goal and you understand what I'm saying? Like,
right.
They got to get that done. That's the story. That's it. And then again, it does drag on, but it's a series that's supposed to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it doesn't. It's just well done, I guess.
Yeah.
Best I can say it. Like, it always got on my nerves with the X-Files with the smoking man. It kind of. I admit this completely. Is like, I kind of got sick of the X-Files because I got sick of. I like the one shots.
Yeah.
But I think for that type of show, I think that it fit very well.
Well, the main problem becomes, and the X-Files is one of the shows that pioneered this. Right. But it took it too long. There was this overarching storyline. But I think like where shows like Discovery get it right is it's that overarching storyline only lasts one season.
Right.
Whereas like with the X-Files, it lasted 9 seasons.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think back, like, having just watched it, being fresh in my mind, like, Babylon 5 had an overarching storyline that lasted 4 years.
Right.
But I don't think you could have dragged it out more than a 5th season.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think the problem with X-Files became, like, it was such a hit, they just kind of kept playing the greatest hits over and over again, never getting you to a conclusion is the problem.
Right.
Like, it was like, okay, maybe it should have been a 5-year run, telling this overarching storyline with these one shots in the middle of it all, and then you get that resolution. Instead, they just kind of dragged it out and out and out, and never really gave you a resolution.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with experimentation with like, storytelling like that. Like you're changing. X-Files changed the way some storytelling is being done, and because of the overarching storyline, and not just because again, if you think back to, like you said, like A-Team, Airwolf, all those shows of the 80s and the early 90s,
right.
It was all just like
one shots.
Yeah. There was
a part 2.
Yeah.
To be continued.
Yeah.
That was the infamous line. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Heart to heart to be continued.
Yeah. My first little favorite was always like, fucking Knight Rider.
Yeah.
Like, there's this, like, vigilante just driving around in a Trans Am. Like, there's no repercussions for anything.
Right.
But, like, occasionally you get, like, that to be continued episode where, like, Michael Knight went up against his twin.
Oh.
The car had a twin. There was always some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
But, like, otherwise, like, it was like, so, we heard about you over in the other town. What the fuck is that all about? Like, nobody ever questioned him. Like, like, how many little towns along California are there?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's just Michael Knight driving around the desert. Comes upon a little town. Oh, look, corruption. He fixes it, moves on.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a guy on a dirt bike. He must be up to no good.
Yeah. Hey, kid. Let's track this guy.
Yeah.
But it was shit like that.
Just don't hurt the rabbit.
Yeah.
Do you remember that episode?
Yeah. But it was like stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
That like, so like when you get to like a show like the X-Files, it was revolutionary, and we played along with it because it was like, it's going to lead to something.
Right.
It's going to end. It's going to give us all the answers at the end, right?
Right.
You know, 9 seasons later, no.
Right.
You know, so I mean that was the downfall of it, was like they didn't know when to give the answers or how to give the answers. But at the same time, like, other shows learned from that and did a better job with it. You know, but the flip side of that is, like, I think people are so burned out on that.
Yeah.
That, like, I think that's, you know, Brave New World, or not Brave New World, Strange New Worlds, the Enterprise show.
Yeah.
You know, with Pike, that's just episodic.
Yeah.
There is no overarching storyline.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. You know, it's a refresher from, you know, what we've been
Right.
getting, you know, from everything.
Right.
You know.
But anyway, it's well done.
Yeah.
This show. Yeah, and I watched the latest episode of 1883.
Yeah.
I fucking love that show.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's phenomenal.
Are you gonna watch 1932?
Probably.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch this first.
Yeah. But I mean, I know that's like they're talking about, like, that's gonna be coming out in the next year.
Oh yeah, I'll watch it.
Okay. But so you watch these two shows, the history of, before you actually watch Yellowstone.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because I like it because it's
Right.
periodic. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, I like period pieces.
Right.
So anybody that knows me,
Right.
you know.
I get that aspect of it, but it's funny because it's like everybody else is like, I'm so invested in this show that I want to learn the history of it. You're learning the history before you actually watch the main show.
Yeah, I don't even want to watch the main show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, until I watch this,
Yeah.
these pieces first,
Yeah.
and then I may not even want to watch the main show.
I mean, it would be like,
Does that make sense?
it'd be like saying, like, I love Better Call Saul, but I've never watched an episode of Breaking Bad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, that's kind of like how I view it. Like, you know.
Yeah, when I heard they were making a 1932, I was like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if they do as well. That's one of the reasons why I liked believe it or not, I watched the whole series of All Creatures Great and Small.
Okay.
The new one.
Yeah.
That came out.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it. I did.
Yeah.
It was a period piece. It interested me. I know the stories of James Harriet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it was done beautifully.
Yeah.
I mean, for the time period.
Right.
And I just absolutely fell in love with the show. Now, most people would look at that show and be like, I don't know what the fuck you were thinking.
Yeah.
But I loved it.
Yeah.
But I love English TV like that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So that's what made me fall in love with Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It was that English type TV, you know?
Yeah.
But especially like period pieces. Like, you know, and I know, I watched Downton Abbey with Lisa.
Yeah.
I didn't really care that much about Downton Abbey, but I loved the period aspect of it.
Right.
And I loved how it dealt with things like
Yeah.
beginnings of war and, you know, all this stuff that was centered around that time. It's just it's fascinating. So I will definitely watch 1932.
Okay.
But I want to watch, I got to get through this.
Right. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, I mean, that's going to premiere later this year.
Plus it has Sam Elliott in it, dude.
Yeah.
He's like one of my fucking heroes.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
You know, that's why I watched The Ranch.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I watched And then 2 nights ago, I watched Tombstone.
Oh my.
Yeah. It was on, and it was just starting, and I'm like...
I can hear Stork stewing already.
I fucking love that movie.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Man.
I mean, it's a phenomenal movie.
It is.
You know.
It's just so fucking good.
Yeah.
It is.
I agree. I mean, it's like the ultimate cowboy action movie.
It is.
You know. With some amazing acting in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
You know.
There's pieces of acting in there that...
I mean, Kilmer fucking kills it.
Probably one of his best roles.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Hands down.
He's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he was my favorite.
Yeah.
But Russell was good, too.
I mean, Kurt Russell, Sam
Elliott.
Elliott. I mean, everybody.
All of them. What's his name? Titanic?
Yeah.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
I mean...
Yeah.
What's his name was in it? Yondu? Yondu.
Oh, God. I can't remember.
Michael... Roker.
Oh, yeah. Michael Rooker's in it. Yeah.
Rooker, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so many.
I even think... What's his name's in it? Sandman. Spider-Man. Thomas Hayden Church. I think he's in it.
It's a loaded fucking cast. I mean, just...
Even the bad guys were famous. Even like the low-life bad guys were famous.
Yeah.
Ringo was played by... What's his name in the Terminator? What's his name?
All right, so here's the cast. So you got Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott, Bill Paxton, Powers Booth, Michael Biehn is Johnny Ringo.
Michael Biehn, that's the guy from Terminator.
Yeah.
Right?
Charlton Heston, he's the guy from Terminator.
Yeah.
Charlton Heston.
Yep.
Jason Priestley.
Yep.
John Tenney, Stephen Lang, Thomas Hayden Church.
Yep.
I mean...
I know Michael Rooker's in that movie.
Michael Rooker. Billy Bob Thornton's in it. Billy Zane.
Yeah, Billy Zane was in that movie.
I mean, it's like one of those, like, Terry O'Quinn. Frank Stallone's in it.
Jesus, now we know we've got a hit.
He played Ed Bailey. Oh, don't make me look it up.
What?
Like Frank Stallone's greatest hit.
No. But it's just...
Yeah, I mean, that's just a crushing cast.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, man. And what's his name was good in it? The guy, Biehn.
Yeah.
I mean, he played Johnny Ringo. Man, was he good.
Like, Michael Biehn is a really good actor.
He is. Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, I don't know what went wrong in his life.
I know.
That, like, he went from, like, being, like, that guy that you thought was going to be the next guy to, like, you know.
Yeah. Hold the torch there.
Yeah. And I mean, and he seems like I always see, like, this this picture, like it's this little girl dressed up like Ellen Ripley with the gun. Yeah. It's like this 8-year-old, and he's recreating the scene where he's showing her how to use the fucking gun.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you're like, holy shit, like, you're a good guy. Like, do shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, like anybody else would be like, go fuck yourself. I'm not getting paid enough. You know,
yeah.
No, you're taking the time at a con to, you know, do this. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's. I think he's a cool dude. But anyway, that movie's crushing.
It does. It absolutely fucking crushes.
Oh, my favorite part is when they fucking get him in that train yard. And they're just fucking blasting away, and there's fucking lightning coming down.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell's like, and you tell him hell's coming. or something like that.
You tell him hell's coming, and I'm coming with it.
Yeah.
Or you tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me.
Yeah,
that's it. That's
a fucking
it.
flash behind it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Good shit.
Yeah, man. And every single Doc Holliday scene was good.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there wasn't a single. Every time the man spoke in the film, you paid attention to him.
Yeah.
He was just that good.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell was good, but
people love that movie.
he stole the show.
But he steals the show.
Oh.
Absolutely.
For sure.
He's the guy that everybody remembers in that
Especially
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too good.
Yeah.
Too good.
No, I agree.
And his last fight.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Dude, right out the,
Oh, yeah.
when you think it's Earp.
Yeah.
And he comes up with that gaunt face.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's badass. Right in the fucking forehead.
Yeah.
Ugh. Killer. Just killer. Anyway.
That's one of those, you remember, watch it, you're like, fuck, Val Kilmer could act.
Yeah, he could act.
He was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
His
other stuff was good.
yeah.
But, there was just a lot of chops in that film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To, stand out amongst that crowd is hard to do. And he did it. He stands out.
Especially at the time period, because Kurt Russell was big.
He was, probably one of the biggest actors in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Elliott was huge. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of people in that movie that were, they're at the peak of their career. And here's fucking Val Kilmer, Mr. Iceman.
Yeah.
Showing up and stealing the show.
Yeah, I think his previous work was The Saint, and I don't even remember, but he was just really good in that film.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Batman shows up and everyone's like, oh, yeah.
He's badass. Yeah, it's such a good movie. And I don't like westerns.
Yeah. No, you don't. But you love that movie.
Oh my god. I do. I know. I'm going to get shit for this one too, but I think that movie's better than The Unforgiven.
Wow.
I do. You asked me how many times I've watched Tombstone, and you asked me how many times I've watched Unforgiven.
So I get that because to me, the funny thing is about Tombstone is, like I said, it's not a western. It's an action movie set in a western genre.
Right.
Because it's not. Stork, our good friend Stork, the besotted geek, he'll tell you, well, Wyatt Earp is a superior movie. Well, you're probably right. It's because it's a biography. It's a lot more than just. But Tombstone is just a fucking straight out action movie, and it's just takes place with these real life characters.
Yeah.
And it's just really well done. It's fun and exciting, and it's everything that Wyatt Earp isn't, because it was fucking Kevin Costner who wanted to win an Oscar.
Oh,
God. So it's this this boring fucking movie where Tombstone is Die Hard in a western.
I think the only cool thing about Wyatt Earp is the cover of the poster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wyatt Earp's good.
Yeah.
But it's just not.
Yeah, it's not this. And comparing apples to, to me, I feel like you're comparing apples to oranges, because Tombstone is setting out to be an action movie.
Yeah.
Wyatt Earp is setting out to be a biographical period piece.
Right.
Two completely different fucking things.
Right.
And I'm not putting down Wyatt Earp. It's
Yeah.
If I want to watch Wyatt Earp, if I want to learn about the history, the man that was Wyatt Earp, that's a great movie to watch.
Right.
If I want to watch fucking cowboys going batshit crazy on each other, I'm watching Tombstone.
I'm watching Windwalker, man.
Windwalker. That's not a bad movie.
It's a great movie. I can't find it anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It must be in the HBO vaults.
Yeah.
Because that was an HBO movie. I know.
Yeah.
But I love that fucking movie. I did. I thought it was fucking great. That was on Hobo all the time.
Yeah. And, I mean, Val Kilmer's second best movie, no, I can't think of the name of it.
Line in the Darkness?
Yeah, The Line in the Darkness, yeah.
Oh, it was a good movie.
That fucking movie's amazing.
Oh, fuck, yeah, it is.
Scary as fuck when you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
And true.
Yeah. One of the many reasons, like, but this may be like number one why I don't want to go to Africa. Anywhere in Africa. You know, like,
Right.
you know. There are lions that are literal serial killers.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of serial killers, I've been listening to this podcast, True Crime Kent.
Yeah.
And I listen to them twice a week.
Yeah.
And I probably listen to 2 or 3 episodes a week.
Yeah.
Because I listen to it on the way down, you know.
Yeah.
And then
On the
back.
way out. Yeah.
And anyway, there's Kent, and then there's the guy called the operator, and they freaking he says, "Hey, do you remember this?" He was starting to sing a line from a movie, and he was like, "And see if you can guess what I'm singing." You know, like
Yeah.
they were talking about at one point. I don't know. They went down a rabbit hole and they got into songs that just remind them of things, and
Right.
so it's
Oh my goodness. Oh.
And they're like,
Oh.
what? Do you know?
Oh yeah, that's fucking Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah. And so they, you know, of course, they guessed it. It was funny. It was just funny that
Yeah.
they did that because that's something you and I would do.
Yeah.
But
Me and my dad went down a rabbit hole, like, I think it was Christmas, talking about that, and like we were like watching like the Scottish National Orchestra perform it and shit. Like,
Really?
like, oh yeah, like, you know, we were finding all sorts of different versions of it that like were just like amazing to listen to.
oh, it's a great.
Oh yeah.
It's just a really. I don't know who did that. I don't know who did it.
Horner. I want to say Horner was the guy who was a composer for the soundtrack, but that piece of music is actually like Celtic,
Yeah.
and like it's like a traditional Celtic thing. Like I can't remember, my dad was explaining it to me. But it's like Celtic in origin. Like it wasn't something that Horner wrote. He took it and used it in the movie.
Yeah, because it was an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
But the most beautiful thing about that is it starts with that.
Yeah.
Especially during the scene where he's fucking running through and killing people and picking up their weapons
Oh.
before they even fired the shot.
Yeah.
To protect them to get out
Yeah.
out of the fort.
Yeah.
And when he was in the woods, remember how he
Yeah.
was tracking them all through the woods, and he was taking them out before they even get the shot off, so he can get the gun to fire the other
Yeah.
shot.
Which he does later on in
Yeah.
the finale.
I know.
Yeah,
But I mean-
still, like the first time you see that, you're like, "Holy shit!"
That was when I first saw that, I was like, that's the most incredible thing I've ever seen on fucking film.
Yeah,
Still to this day, I think.
Yeah.
But it's set to that backdrop of music.
yeah,
And it starts with that, and then that starts to fade, but still you can still hear it.
Yeah.
And then and then like the main orchestral piece comes in.
yeah,
But as that slow piece is going, that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just amazing. But the end of the movie,
yeah. I mean, that's
I got chills right now. It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time, ever. Period piece movie. Just the setup in the valley with the redcoats on
Yeah.
the first attack. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Unbelievable.
I could have swore that was Howard Shore who. I could have swore it was Howard Shore was the guy who did the. I'm trying to find it, of course.
You
I
don't
can't.
have to find it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like that ending, like, I mean, with that piece of music,
Yeah.
and like,
It hit at the perfect points.
Yeah.
Like it was just so well edited.
Yeah.
Like at the peak of one point of the music, that's when she falls off the back of the cliff.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a point in the music when that theme was going, because the theme runs through the entire movie.
Yeah.
There's a point where they're both cradled up on that hill, and he's looking out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just tons of moments like that where it's just like, damn, man, they fucking did this right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So fucking good.
And like, what's amazing, I mean, that's like the only movie you see is from the French Indian War.
Yeah.
Like, of all the periods of like
Wow.
American history, like the French Indian War, like gets no love whatsoever.
What's that movie we watched? Wasn't that taking place during the French and Indian War? That horror movie?
What, the Brotherhood of the Wolf?
Yeah, wasn't that the French and Indian War?
I think so. Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
But it doesn't really count.
No, I'm not counting that one. I mean, because that one was batshit crazy. You know, but it was so fucking good.
Yeah, but that wasn't.
Yeah.
We can't really count that one.
That's not really historically accurate.
Yeah, it's like saying Lincoln the Vampire Hunter was the story guy.
Yeah.
But
you remember, like, when we were watching that, we were like, what the fuck is going on?
yeah, I was like, what is fucking happening right now?
This is fucking nuts.
Yeah. Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Yeah.
It was good.
Oh, my.
But anyway, you're right. I mean, there hasn't been anything really on the French and Indian War. There's never been a movie. Well, even this wasn't a movie about the French and Indian War.
But it kind of is. I mean,
yeah, I guess. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
You're right. It takes place within the French and Indian War with the battles. And
Yeah. I mean, the Indians were working on behalf of the French, and as the French were telling them, the British are just going to take your shit.
Yeah.
We won't.
Yeah, we just want the fur.
Yeah. And I mean, so it was like,
We would just want New Orleans.
yeah.
There's a couple things we want.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it's a...
Spanish can have Florida.
It's a fucking amazing movie, and you're just like...
And graphic.
Yeah.
It wasn't like... I mean, I think that was...
I mean, it was an 80s PG-13 movie, but it's graphic and it's
could have been an
violence.
R.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not a hard R, but it could have been an R movie. I mean, that was one of the first times I've ever seen someone scalped.
Yeah.
Like, really, like up close.
Yeah, like accurately.
Yeah, being scalped.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy. It was nuts when I first saw it. During that first attack.
Yeah.
The shit that was going on in that first attack, I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, we've seen it in films before,
but not like that.
No.
No.
You know what I mean? This was like, damn, this is war. This is what this was like.
I mean, this movie tried very, very hard to pay homage to Native Americans.
Yeah.
Like, on all honesty, I honestly believe that. I mean, this is probably a more historically accurate portrayal of them. And even, like... I mean, at the end of the day, like, the Native Americans aren't the bad guy. Mm-mm. As a whole. I mean, that one guy is.
Oh.
He's a bit of a dick, but, like, the rest of them are like, even they're like, we don't agree with your tactics, so you can get the fuck out.
Right.
You can take the white girl with you, because we don't want her around.
Right.
We're gonna let Daniel Day-Lewis and his dad go because
you stay alive.
Oh yeah. I will find you. I yes you will. Yes you fucking
By
will.
God you will, Daniel Day.
Yeah.
You will, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, but I agree with you.
I mean,
think...
the tribe was just like, hey, you need to get the fuck out of here because, like, you are going to bring hell upon us, and we don't want it.
Oh, when they were burning that guy alive.
I mean, he, boom. like that.
And he saw him.
Yeah.
He knew. Like, he was like, please.
Yeah.
Just take me out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And the second he got far enough away, he takes the shot.
Yeah.
You know.
Incredible.
Yeah. And the little brother's like, okay, I gotta go. I gotta get my bitch.
Great movie.
Oh.
Great movie.
It is. I mean, it's people who I don't understand people who like. I shouldn't say that because I mean you know not everybody has the same taste as me. I get that, but like that's like one of those movies. Like to me, it should like be universally revered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I mean, it's got something for everybody. It's a period piece. It's historically or mostly historically accurate. It's got this amazing love story. It's got amazing action sequences.
It comes from an amazing book.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much to this that, like, to me, like, it's one of those rare movies that, like, even if you don't like action movies, you like this movie because it's so well done.
Yeah.
You know?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And scenic-wise, it's even, like, where they filmed.
Yeah. Was
just, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it was really good. Really good film. I mean, it's up there for me.
Oh,
it's
me
one
too.
of my favorite films of all time.
Yeah.
That and Brother of the Wolf.
Oh, well. No. I think we watched it in French too, with like English subtitles.
Of course we did. Of course we did.
Yeah.
This is before Netflix and all this shit.
Yeah, I mean we're taking
Redbox, I think.
Not I don't even think it was Redbox. I think this is something that like I think we went to Blockbuster.
Wow.
Taking care of two babies.
Watching Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Watching Brotherhood of the Wolf while drinking pounded Budweiser.
What's wrong with us?
I don't know. You're like, what the fuck is this movie about? I don't know.
It's fucking great.
Is this French?
It was French.
Yeah.
No, it was a good movie. So, yeah. So, for me, as you know, anytime there's a period piece that comes out, I'm all on it.
Yeah.
I think that's why I liked Wonder Woman so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Any movies that take place in time periods, especially pre-1920. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, yeah.
I just love those pieces. And I like Saving Private Ryan and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, Ryan was a little bit different. I only watched Private Ryan a couple times.
Well, I mean
got long in the tooth.
The other problem with that movie is, I mean, it ranks up there with me, like, in, like, it's those movies that, like, okay, you have to watch this movie. I can appreciate how good this movie is. But I never want to watch it again. Yeah. You know, and I think it depicts the horrors of World War II. You know, it's like a companion piece to Schindler's List. You know, because it's like, well, here's what Normandy was, and here's the horrors that the Jews were going through.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and both of those movies, like, I never need to watch them ever again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because it's like, it leaves a bad taste. Like, especially Schindler's List, but I think about, like, the sacrifice that, like, people, like, men made. Like, I mean, the invasion of Normandy, like, what were you, if you were on that first boat, like, you would have had to been like, I hope I got my paperwork in order.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
That was just, careful what I say. That was just sacrifice there.
Yeah. But you had, you knew it as well, and you made the sacrifice.
Right.
Like, that was what that, like, I mean, we love to knock previous generations. We love to knock boomers for what, but at the same time, like, I don't know if my generation would have done that.
Oh no.
I certainly don't think the generations after me would do that.
No.
You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking our generation or those generations, but like that generation of people,
Huh.
like
it's very.
It was like there's evil, and we need to stomp it out, and this is how we're going to do it.
Right.
And it's going to cost a lot of people a lot of lives, and we're really sorry about that.
Right. And I always, every time I think about the Normandy, I always think of Braveheart. When he's like,
Yeah.
Send the Irish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
keep our troops back. Send the
Yeah.
Irish in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I think about.
Yeah.
And it's horrible
Right.
to think about.
It is.
But the sacrifices men made
Yeah. I mean,
were
it's
unmistakable.
yeah.
I mean, like it's the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah. I mean, it's the ultimate show of bravery and the ultimate sacrifice. That like you got off that fucking boat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
And you took the beach.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you know, so like, so because of that, like, as great as that movie is, like, you're right, it's a little long in the tooth at times, but as great as that movie is, I have a hard time watching it because, like, I think to myself, could I have done this? And then the answer is probably no.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, and that's, I almost feel shame in saying that as I watch that movie.
Right.
Like, I think that's part of the problem with it is, like, you know, I watched it and I was listening. This is the horrors that were taking place, and this is the sacrifice these men made to try to stomp out this form of evil. And I don't know. I would, you know, I would have been Corporal Klinger to that shit.
Yeah, well, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you know.
I don't know how. There's a certain kind of person that can command people into their certain death,
Yeah.
knowing that they would probably die too,
Yeah.
as sergeant or platoon commander. Or
Right.
And that's crazy to me. I mean, the mental anguish that you have to feel from that. You know what I mean? Like, knowing that you're leading these men to their death.
Like, how did you sleep the night before?
Again, but I mean, same thing in Civil War.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was fought here.
Yeah.
But all those millions of people, I mean, like,
Yeah.
by the end of it, you were killing children.
Yeah.
You're killing 13-year-olds with rifles.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you get through something like that? You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I just, the amount of bravery and sacrifice that those men made. Generations lost.
I remember Nanny talking about, when I say Nanny, I mean my great-grandmother, your grandmother, talking about her father.
My great aunt.
Your great aunt, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Sorry. No, great aunt, yeah.
Great aunt.
No, yeah. Yeah. And either way,
Nanny.
yeah, Nanny. But she talked about her father. Now, her father did fight in the Civil War. And he was captured by the South. He fought for the North. He was captured by the South and held in Andersonville prison.
Okay.
Which
It was like deplorable.
yeah. And
It was like the worst prison in the United
you're
States.
right. And she talked about, like, there would be times where you could see that there was a darkness because of whatever it was that he went through during the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow. That's... Because it's not depicted. Like, I mean, you watch this, like, you go back, like, I think back, like, in the 80s, like, when I was in school, they were like, okay, for class, we need you to watch the North and the South. We're going to discuss it as part of our history class, and like that certainly wasn't depicting the horrors of the Civil War. You know,
right?
But I mean, it was horrific.
Well,
you know?
I mean, my dad never talked about war,
Right.
Because he had some PTSD issues.
Yeah.
My dad was older, as you know.
Yeah.
Not Civil War, but
No.
he had family.
Yeah.
And I'm sure my dad was born in 1932. You know what I mean?
So I think your dad served in Korea?
No, Vietnam.
Vietnam, okay.
No, but what I'm saying is but my relatives
Right.
served
Right.
in the Civil War. And a couple of them were preachers, and one was a doctor, and
Right.
others were just soldiers.
Right.
But but they all served in the Civil War.
Yeah.
Fighting in the South, of course. Virginia was where they were from.
Right.
And so I'm sure my dad heard stories throughout the years.
Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, he was born, you know, you understand what the timeline was.
Right.
And anyway, he met us up here for Gettysburg.
Yeah.
And it was not a good trip.
No.
No, Dad he bailed out about halfway through and was like, yeah, I'm going to go back to the hotel for a while.
Yeah.
And I don't think it had anything to do with, you know, the political situation of the Civil War. I think it had everything to do with the amount of death that was involved.
Right. I mean, you look at Gettysburg. I mean, you know, one of the bloodiest battles of the Civil War. And I mean, I'm sure your father, based upon what, you know, he heard from relatives, was probably, you know, imagining that in his head, what looks like it's just a park to us now.
Like the steel in the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the amount of steel, bullets that were in the air, iron.
Yeah.
That was in the air it was nuts. So, I mean, it just really bothered him. I had to continue the tour.
Yeah.
You know, with the girls and he just, you know, just bothered him.
Yeah.
You know, he had to go back to it though.
Now, my grandfather on my mom's side, my Pap Sanner, he fought in World War II in the Pacific.
Yeah.
In the Navy.
Yeah.
He was a gunner on a destroyer, I think.
Uh-huh.
And he said he knows he has one confirmed kill.
Uh-huh.
And he said it was a kamikaze. They were coming right at the ship. And he's like, I can remember lining him up in my gun sights, and I could see him. Like, I looked him right in the eye before I shot him.
Yeah.
Because it was either me or him.
Yeah.
You know, he was coming right at the ship, and I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
He's like, but I wake up at night, and I can still see that man's face.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, like, and I can't even imagine that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't.
Right.
You know, so like, but my grandfather, I mean, like, I felt bad for the man in a way. Like, I was proud of him for his service, but at the same time, like, this haunts him it haunted him till probably his dying day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's, like, how do you live with that? Like, I mean, and so we wonder why, like, these veterans come back and they're all fucked up in the head. And I mean, you're asking people to do unspeakable things that, you know, like, I can't imagine. You know?
Right.
No, I mean, now, some people taking it too far. I mean, you hear the fucked up shit that took place in Nam. You know.
Yeah.
Like, it's some of what our guys were doing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not, you know, I mean, you know, Apocalypse Now isn't that far off from reality.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's shit like that, and you're just like, oh, holy fuck! Like, I can't even imagine.
Well, also too, I mean, believe it or not, First Blood.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that was a good depiction of a guy coming home.
Yeah.
And just didn't know how to
go
back to society. It was a very well done book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, like, John Rambo just could not fucking. I'm basing this off the first movie, not Rambo 2, 3, and 7. But, he could not handle coming back. Like, he didn't. He was out of place. You know what I mean? Like,
but also, like he wasn't welcome. Like, it was like,
it was different.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, we don't want your kind around here. You're
right, baby killers.
Yeah, I mean, and it was like, I just want to visit a friend.
Right, and it's so weird, but propagate political, media or whatever. Like, when the Gulf War, I mean, there was parades in New York. Like, they tried to recreate like the end of World War II. My dad was so pissed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. My dad was like slap in the face. Like, I came home after Vietnam and to nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't celebrated. I was hated.
Yeah.
Even though I was a doctor. He's like, I was hated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They saw the colors and you were a baby killer.
Yeah.
Like, hate him. So, and it's just weird how we perceive things. And people were not going. This last political thing, we won't be going to war with Russia. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think this is political in any sense. Like, I think I always look at it more as anybody anybody who enlisted in the service. You have to be enlisting with the understanding that even in peacetime, there is a possibility that you are going to be called to war. You're going to be called to defend something. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Whatever it may be.
But that's why we have our military.
Right, but that's what the military is. So when you start, just with that aspect of it in mind, like, even if you're saying to yourself, well, it's peacetime, like the 90s, like, we were at peacetime, and then, we started sending troops everywhere.
Yeah.
To, knock out genocides and stuff, and, next thing you know, they're in battle for their lives. I mean, you Black Hawk Down, so it's stuff like that where, like, no matter what level of your service, like, my hat's off to you, because I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I thought about it. Like, out of high school, I thought about joining the Air Force.
Yeah.
I took the test, scored very high.
Yeah.
They were like drooling. They're like, we need you to come in. We're going to lean you down a little bit, and we're going to do this and this and this, and they wanted me to be air police or some shit. I was like, at the end of it, I just don't feel like taking orders like that. Like, I'm kind of done. But who knows what would have happened. But I mean, like, there was a part of me that's like, I couldn't have done it anyway. Like, if you asked me to pull the trigger, I don't know if I could have done it.
Right.
And anybody who could, like, purely out of self-defense, I salute you, because, like, it's not in my DNA.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, I understand.
Yeah, and I know enough military guys, and I've talked to them, and in a way, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because, like, they're all fucked in the head. Every I mean, in functional, but, like, at the end of the day, fucked in the head.
Yeah, some of them are.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean,
yeah.
You can be on base overseas, safe and secure. You go a mile away from base.
Yeah.
You're fighting for your life.
Yeah.
You never know what's coming.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, oh, yeah.
I don't know how you can. It's just a life. So I commend anybody that doesn't.
Yeah. So do I. Like,
And I mean, you're defending our country.
Yeah.
And anybody that knows me knows I'm pro-military.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it just wasn't for me.
No. I couldn't have done it.
Yeah. think I probably could have done it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad never wanted me to go to the military.
No. My dad didn't try to dissuade me.
Dad didn't say. He just said don't go in the military.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He spent 22 years in it.
Yeah. Like, my dad was just like, if you're going to do it, knowing you're going to want to join the Air Force. He's like, that's probably the one that's going to be best suited for you.
Yeah.
So, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, Air Force, that sounds good. I like planes. Yeah. Like, no, I'm not going to fly. You're not going to fly. Even he had a buddy when he worked at La Roche. He had a friend who was in the Air Force Reserves, out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And he wanted me to join still as an Air Force Reserve to be like a loader.
Uh-huh.
And my dad was like, why would he do that? Like, what possible skill can you have loading missiles on the airplanes? What does that translate to in the real world? He's like, well, nothing, but like I could use them. I was like, no.
No. I mean, the reason to join is to gain a skill.
Yeah.
Or pay for college.
The flip side of that, though, is that guy did give me the Thunderbirds autographs.
Nice.
Yeah. When they were in town, I got a picture stashed away, but it's like, so it's all the Thunderbirds who were on the team. I think it was 1994.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Back when they were still flying F-16s.
Blue Angels or Thunderbird?
Thunderbirds. Because Air Force.
That was Air Force.
Blue Angels were Navy.
Navy.
All right, so let's just move on to something nerdy.
Yeah.
So I found this. I thought this was amazing. As everybody who's anybody who's been a long time listener to this show will tell you that Godzilla, is our spirit animal.
Yeah.
He's the official spirit animal of this podcast. We always have a Godzilla with us, no matter what type of Godzilla. When we're recording at my old apartment, here, there's multiple Godzillas in the room. There's always a Godzilla nearby. Sherlock Godzilla. So Godzilla is our spirit animal.
I wonder why they've never made a Godzilla Lego.
I don't know. That would be amazing.
Huh?
I would buy that.
You know what I mean? Like a big one.
Yeah.
Like that tall. As big as that thing is over there. That Sour Patch thing.
Yeah. Like 18 to 24 inches.
Yes.
Yeah. That'd be ridiculous. So.
They can make a bonsai tree. They fucking make a Godzilla.
Yeah. So, a company called Cool Props.
Call Bandai. Anyway.
A company called Cool Props and Toho have come up with a new idea where you can actually buy a replica of the Godzilla head from the suit that somebody wears.
Oh, wow.
So, to kind of make it understand, so it would be a life-size Godzilla head, but not like Godzilla sized. It'd be like human sized. For those who don't, I mean, I'm sure with especially still in Japan, they still do a man in the suit.
Yeah.
They don't do CGI with Godzilla. It's a man in the suit. So, but they've done so many of them over the years, some different versions of Godzilla, that you can have a collection of these, like a bust.
Yeah, yeah.
From the Godzilla heads. $3,500, which is not surprising, but I mean it'll be huge. You'd be looking at something that would be probably 2 feet around.
Yeah, yeah.
And probably 2 to 3 feet high.
Yeah.
It'd be a big ass piece.
Yeah, yeah.
But it'd be really fucking cool to have.
Yeah, right.
If I was somebody who was uber rich, I'd be like, yeah, I need that in my solarium.
Yeah, right.
You know, I mean, that would be pull everything together.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, I can't afford this, but there have been other like replica movie props that I've always wanted in my life,
Okay.
like Han Solo frozen in carbonite.
Okay.
Like I've always wanted. Like I know years ago, like in the '90s, Lucasfilm sold replicas, life-size replicas of Han Solo frozen in carbonite. It was like $1,500 at the time, which would probably be $3,500 in today's money.
Right.
You know, so I guess my question is like, what sort of off-the-wall kind of replica would you want, and what would be something you would like? You've thought about that, like, hey, I can afford that prop replica. Maybe I should buy that, but maybe you didn't pull the trigger on.
Oh, I thought you were going another way with that.
But I mean, like, what would be like the dream one? Like, what's so ridiculous that you like? I'd love to have a prop replica of that, but something that also, like, I probably could have got that if I wanted to.
I was thinking the Ugnaught. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Walrus, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've never seen. God, I wish I made the money back when Warner Brothers was.
Oh, the Warner Brothers store?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Like the film stills from Batman, the animated series and shit like that, yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
that I was making the money that I make now back then.
Yeah. Because they were like $250. I mean, that's not cheap, but it's not expensive either. And like,
they had some good cells in there.
And for like a cell like that, like that's
pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be a nice like collector's piece.
Yes,
I agree with you. Like that'd be cool.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I've never seen too many like replicas. I probably have, but I just don't remember. Because anything over like $500 or $600, I'm like,
yeah.
I try not to even look at it because I know that I'll never.
Yeah.
Get something like it. I guess the thing for me is I would love to have. A full-size replica of Alien.
Okay.
And I would love to have a full-size Predator.
Okay.
At least a bust.
Yeah.
Of the original Predator.
Yeah.
I know it seems cliche, but I grew up watching those fucking movies.
Right.
Most people go, "Oh, I'd want Terminator. I want nah. I want more of in the horror genre, horror sci-fi genre.
Right.
And that's probably what I would want. And to tell you the truth, a dream of mine has always been to have a bust of a Cylon.
Okay.
An original Cylon.
Yeah.
With the red.
Yeah.
I think that would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Fire command.
Yes.
Yeah.
That used to be one of my things on my phone.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love the fucking Cylons. Anyway,
yeah.
But so that has always been a dream of mine. I mean, Godzilla would be cool. Ultraman would be cool.
Yeah.
Think of the stuff we kind of grew up on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
Like I tried to think outside like the cliched stuff, like a prop replica of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, like the hilt.
Yeah.
Like I don't want the blade attack. I just want the hilt. Like a masterfully done recreation of that. I know they sell them.
Yeah.
And they're not that expensive. I mean, I think probably like $200-$300. Like I said, the Han Solo and Carbonite has always been like a fantasy. Like that would be awesome to have.
Both Fett helmet would be probably pretty cool.
Yeah. Like the like an off the wall thing that's like kind of like in a completely different genre. I've always wanted to have a replica of like the big gold belt that Ric Flair wore.
Okay.
Like having a Ric Flair robe would be amazing, but I know like that's like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like that's well outside of my price range.
Yeah.
But like a replica of the big gold belt that like Flair wore in like the 80s and the 90s, like that would be amazing to have to me.
Right.
You know, and then again, I something like that's around like $300.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's like if I wanted to save up my money and get it, I probably could. You know, but I don't. You know, because it's like to me, like it's like, well, what are you gonna do with it?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do with the big gold belt? You know.
Yeah.
I always thought like having like you're talking Battlestar Galactica, the original version. I've always wanted to have like a replica Viper pilot helmet
Okay.
because they had like that Egyptian look to them,
Yeah.
like with like the weird side panels. I always thought that was kind of a cool thing. I'd love to have one of those. I'd love to have like if like it'd be impossible to get, but like a replica of like the Viper model.
Yeah.
Like with if like or like I mean if you could get like an actual model that they use for the special effects for the Vipers, like that would be because I always thought like that was a cool looking ship.
Oh, imagine having one of those Death Stars. Not Death Star, but
Bay Star, the
Star Destroyer.
like the
gigantic Star Destroyers they made.
Oh yeah.
Those original Star Wars.
Yeah.
Not toys, but
the models that they use, like I mean, all that stuff. It's at Rancho Obi-Wan and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
man.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Remember that they did. Remember those that behind the scenes shit they did of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Seeing those models and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd love to get my hands on those. I'd like to get my hands on an original Solo gun too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Not the Princess Leia gun.
No,
the silencer on it. I want
the Han Solo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a badass looking gun.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like one of the again, like to me, it's like iconic almost.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Man. Or a replica of Sho'nuff's get up in The Last Dragon.
Oh shit!
Hanging in a fucking curio cabinet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like yeah, everything encased.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, wouldn't it? I know that sounds corny, but fuck, that would be badass.
If you know, you know, that makes fucking perfect sense.
Yeah.
You know.
Fuck yeah. Beastmaster's sword.
Yeah.
I'd be into that.
Excalibur.
Oh yeah.
Like from the movie replica of that
of the Excalibur.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, looking back, looking at all this stuff.
Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff where like
I'd like to have Gandalf's hat too. No, fuck yeah. And the staff.
Yeah.
You shall not pass.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of things I would like to have.
Yeah. Like I could imagine, like if I had the money, like if like somehow like somebody like said like, yeah, here's
the Horn of Gondor.
Oh. Like here's $40 million. Oh, you know, have fun for the rest of your life. Like I don't know, yeah, I'd have like an original proton pack.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. DeLorean.
Yeah.
And Indiana Jones's whip. And hat.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it would be like shit like that you'd like be like, well, what kind of trouble can I get myself into? You know.
It'd be all about collecting.
Yeah.
For me.
Oh yeah. Like I would literally like have a house just for like, like I need something really fucking big so I can fill it with shit.
Yes, and you see on the news all the time. People have their man caves.
Yeah.
Like this, it's always the Steeler man caves.
Yeah.
It's like Steeler fans, da 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 da, this, that, and the other, blah blah blah.
Or like people like they turned their theater room into a bat cave or some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I fucking love to have a room like that where it's just, all my stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's like oddball shit. Like hey, look at that. That's a Gunstar.
Yeah.
Like, I have a model of a Gunstar that I paid like $50,000 for.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Actually, that I shouldn't say that because that doesn't fucking exist. They were all computer generated.
Were they?
Yeah, that was the first movie to have computer.
No. But a Gunstar landed.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they built like 3 stories of it.
Yeah. Or imagine having a video game like Lewis was playing.
Oh yeah, if you could if you could find like an actual whatever a Starfighter console game like that.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a good one to get.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. That'd be badass.
That would.
I think it'd be cool to have like I said about the Shonuff costume.
Yeah.
Like costumes that you've always not like wanted to wear, but I mean like necessarily just have them in curios.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Original or replica.
Right.
Leia's costume.
Yeah.
From Jedi. Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Han Solo's original digs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah.
Badass Tusken Raider outfit.
Yeah.
Be so awesome to have, like Indiana Jones. That kind of shit.
Kirk's uniform from the motion picture.
Oh. Yeah.
Like those uniforms are so fucking hideous.
A whole wall of fucking James Tiberius Kirk's toupees.
Yeah. Kirk's toupees over the years. That'd be tremendous.
Oh, the curly one. That's the whale one.
Yeah.
More of the whales. No, but I mean...
How did this TJ Hooker one get in here?
Yeah, exactly. No, but it'd be cool to have shit like that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be, like, really neat. Nah. I find it amazing. So every once in a while you'll watch his pawns, not pawn shops, but not pawn shops, where they go in and they buy garages or...
Oh, yeah, like, Storage Wars.
Not just Storage Wars, but there's other places, there's other shows that have, like, I forget what that guy was called, but he would just go in and they'd call these people up and he'd, like, have a whole... like junkyards would, for instance, the one I saw, a couple of them I saw were on junkyards, and they went in this junkyard and had this 2 like old buildings just filled with shit, and like there's just
like American Pickers.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the type of shit, and then they go into these houses and garages and they just find shit sometimes they find like old movie memorabilia and shit like that. Some places are just filled with those 10 signs that are absolutely worth a fortune.
Yeah.
Like Exxon and Coca-Cola or Pennzoil or Gulf, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
The ones that included with the, the thermometer or whatever. They had that kind of shit I would just love to have. You know, like collector's pieces.
Yeah.
I've never been a Coca-Cola fan.
No.
Like the Bears and all this. People are just, they're like Disney. I mean, they just collect them,
Yeah.
But I would love to have a bottle machine.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like an old school.
Like at Weinberg's.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
Where you put the money in, you open the door up, and you pulled out the bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd kill for that.
Yeah. Got the glass bottle that you had the cap opener.
Yep, right there on the machine. Yeah. Would love to have that. That's something that I like on Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
The other shit, I care less. Seriously.
Yeah.
The old bottle stuff is what I like.
Yeah.
But back to movie stuff. I mean, I would love to have it. I mean, who wouldn't want a Vader head? Who wouldn't want a Stormtrooper head?
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to have a Stormtrooper costume.
Yeah.
Anyway, you? I mean, like, what else?
I try to think of like some like off the wall stuff that like Flash Gordon's Jets jersey.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know,
Ming's ring.
Ming's ring.
You'd get all the ladies with that motherfuckers.
Yeah. Pimping all night.
Watch out, ladies. I'm going to Beamers.
Yeah. Whatever those like the football things that flash through.
Yeah, there's melons.
There's melons. Like I'd love to have like just one of those, just sitting randomly in my house.
Yeah.
You know, like, what the fuck is that?
You know,
Flash Gordon.
you're not eclectic enough for me to even go into it.
Yeah.
How about a fucking life-size Bob from Black Hole?
Oh, that yeah.
How fucking cool would that have been?
I know. Like that, something like that would be like amazing. You know.
Oh my god. I would kill for that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Like,
I know. Like people say, oh, you should. What about Well, probably no one would say. What about Maximilian? Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, I would like to have Bob because I think that was literally the center of the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in a weird sense. It was all about the robots. It was nothing about the people.
Yeah.
I could care less what they were doing to fucking whoever. It was all about the fucking robots when you're that age. But I would love to have a fucking life-size Bob just hanging out in the corner.
I'd love to have like a model, like a replica of like the shooting model of the Nostromo.
Oh yeah.
Or not the Nostromo. What was the name of the fucking ship in the black hole? The Nostromo was from Aliens.
I don't remember.
I can't remember. I remember the little ship was called the Pinto.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, like the big ship, whatever that was called, I can't remember.
That'd be cool to have a model of it.
Yeah. Like the big ass shooting model, which was massive. Like it's probably the size of this table.
Right.
You know. Like something like that. That'd be like kind of cool.
God, movies through all the years.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I mean, like, there's so many iconic things that, you probably want to have. Like the Gimp outfit from Pulp Fiction. No,
There you go. That would be...
I'm just kidding.
That'd be in Thad's closet right now.
But I would love to have a curio with John Travolta's suit and her...
Yeah.
Capris and... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What she was wearing, like, in the same... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be badass.
The insulin syringe.
Yeah. Yes.
No,
I mean, like it's. I know, but that's dumb shit that I would like buy in a heartbeat.
Yeah. But like a replica of like Conan's sword.
Oh yeah.
Like that would be like badass to have.
Oh fuck yeah.
Have that displayed in the case.
Yeah. The Goonies map.
Yeah.
I would love to have that.
Yeah. Like you'd have it displayed like it was like the fucking Declaration of Independence.
Yes.
You have it like in like this bulletproof glass and shit. Yeah.
With a coin, like a coin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be not a coin, but the amulet. What was that?
I can't remember.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's like shit like that would be like just fantastic to have.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to call out for my kid there.
That's the problem.
But yeah, I mean, like you think of all the movies throughout the years.
Yeah.
And it's like, what would you pull out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's just so many movies, Sean. I mean, you think about all the movies we watched growing up.
Even like oddball stuff, like a replica of the model for the Jupiter from Lost in Space.
Oh yeah.
You know. I'm talking the original, like the '60s TV show.
Or I mean, the robot.
Yeah, the robot. You know. Yeah, so it's stuff like that like you're just like, that'd be so cool to have, and just
an original Mogwai.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, imagine having like an original Gizmo.
Yeah.
Because they made at least 50 or 60 of those goddamn things.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or more.
Yeah.
Just not the ones eating the chicken. Everything else
Yeah.
grossed me out.
Yeah.
But just so many movies throughout our childhood that, I mean, you would kill for that shit.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
We'll never see it.
Like just having like a replica of the Ark.
Noah's Ark?
Ark of the Covenant.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Like from Raiders, like having like a replica of that.
Yeah. Where would you put that motherfucker?
Well, I mean, again, I've got the space for it because somebody's giving me like $50 million.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, as you walk into my foyer, there's the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, I'd fucking put, you know how you can buy those lights now for your TV and shit?
Yeah.
To put around your TV?
Yeah.
I have fucking gold.
Yeah.
Be fucking blazing.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
But like, she just imagine like somebody walks in and is like, is that the fucking Ark of the Covenant? Like, yes, it is. Please don't touch it.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't touch it if I were you.
Yeah. I had to pull some strings.
Things melt.
Just saying.
Yeah. Don't eat ice cream next to it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't if I were you.
I wouldn't burn a candle near that.
Yeah. Close your eyes! I'm just kidding. I'd love to have shit like that.
Yeah.
Believe me. I mean, I would fucking... I get geeked when I find something from my childhood.
Yeah.
Let alone something that's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to have like the money so I could have like a level of ridiculousness of shit that you're just like, what were you thinking when you bought that? I wasn't thinking of anything. I was thinking it looked cool.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's something that's part of me.
Right. But I mean, at the same time, like there's stuff like that I could buy. Like I just saw, it's like $99, and it's a replica of the Batarang from Batman 1989.
Okay.
It's like Keaton's Batman, like that the way it even has like the hinge so it unfolds and everything, just like Keaton's did. Like it's like a complete prop replica. It's like cheap. It's like $99. I'm like, fuck, I can afford that. What's prevent me from getting it?
Right.
And I think like, well, what are you gonna do with it? But then like I just bought like Eagle Moss is a company that makes like these like replicas of like spaceships and shit. Like they do a bunch of different stuff, but like they have a contract with Paramount for Star Trek stuff. I bought 2 different versions of the Enterprise.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I bought the OG version, like the TV version,
Yeah.
and then the Enterprise A or the movie version.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love the movie version. The movie version is my favorite version of the Enterprise. And I thought I should get the OG, like the TV version, and like they also have like the J.J. Abrams version, which is like, yeah, like well, it's the fucking Enterprise. How much different can it get? Well, it looks a lot different, like especially the way that the cells are lined up and everything. And then like they also have a version for the Discovery version of the Enterprise, which is also in Strange New Worlds, which is a really cool version of the ship. Like I want to like build this like fleet of like these like miniature Enterprises.
Yeah.
Like, and I get the Enterprise D and the E, you know, and like just have them all like as like a collection. I think that'd be like badass. And like they're the ones I bought were like $25 a piece. Some of the bigger ones like the D and the E, they're like $60. Like, so I mean, they're not like uber expensive at all.
Right.
And it's like it's just odd little thing. I'm like, well, why are you collecting this shit? I'm like, because I like it.
Right.
You know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like to have an original still of Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
The cartoon.
Yeah.
You know, like a film.
Yeah.
Slice. I think that would be cool.
But yeah, like, you're right. Like I go back, I'm like, man, if I could have had this kind of money, if I was making this kind of money now, I'm making now back in like 1996. My walls would just be covered.
Especially when they were going out of business.
Yeah. Just covered with that shit.
There was so much stuff in there.
There was.
And like I always used to look in the shelves, of course, the curios that they had, you know,
Yeah.
like yeah. Be like, you know, $125. And like, I can never.
Yeah. Yeah, who the fuck could afford this shit? No wonder they're going out of business.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, that shit's a bargain. Like you remember, you think back to that shit, and you're just like, man.
I know.
It was a poor dishwasher back then, but now.
I know. I'm thinking about it. I mean, just the amount of stuff they had in those stores.
Yeah. So much good shit.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Especially that front left section.
Yeah.
Always had really good stuff.
Yeah. And like they would hang that shit like it was like a museum piece. Like those animation stuff. Like it was like a whole wall of it. And it was like going into a museum.
Yeah.
Where you could just like, well, I'd like to buy that. Yeah, but it was like still, like, it was like just this on display like it was in a museum. You're just like, oh my god, this is history.
Yeah. Imagine getting one of those, you know, like Joker ones.
Yeah.
And having it signed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Killer.
Let's wrap this bad boy up. Is there anything you'd like to add to the proceeding there, sir?
No, I'm good.
All right, well, remember, gang, next Saturday, we're going to be at the Nerd Corner again. Come out and visit. Would love to see you. I'll be there around 4:30. Ian shows up sometime after 5. We are going to have a special guest, it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this. It's, I'll give a hint. It is food-oriented. Yes, so that'll be exciting.
Okay.
So again, that's the Nerd Corner on Lincoln Way in White Oak, PA. If you need directions, reach out to me. I'll see what I can do to help you out there. But it's really easy to find. And if you want to send us an email, you can do so by sending an email to us at pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. We're very, very easy to find. We are a member of a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search, and you can find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And lastly, as always, we want to thank you, dear listener, for checking us out each and every week. We can't thank you enough for your support. And on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
Peace.